Hi guys. Thanks for joining me today. Today I'm gonna be making my version of a bomb Philly cheesesteak sandwich. It's for all the Philly cheesesteak purists out there. This ain't it, so don't come for me. But it is really good, and it's a good weeknight meal. You come home from work, you want to make something really quick, you can make your own sandwich, pick up your bread on the way in. This is gonna cook up really fast, within 30 minutes once you cut your veggies up and stuff. So, good weeknight meal, good sort of fast food, but it's yours. You know what's going into it. And so, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I'll show you my ingredients. If you're cooking along with me, the only thing I've done so far is preheated my oven to 350 degrees, okay? So this is my steak. It's 2 ribeyes. Mine had the bone in, so I just took it off and I sliced it against the grain, about this thick. Okay? So that's about 16 ounces. Just shy of like a pound, or maybe like really close to a pound. That's the steak that we're gonna use. The key is to use good steak. See, when you go to like the delis and stuff, they give you like not the good cuts of meat, so get you a good ribeye for this. My veggies, I have red peppers, green jalapeno peppers today, onions, and a little bit of garlic. Feel free to actually just use the red pepper alone, or red and green pepper. But I like a little spice, so I'm using jalapenos, and I slice them the way you would slice a regular bell pepper. Taste your jalapenos before you put them in. Sometimes you get them in there like really mild, sometimes you get them in there really hot. So if they're really hot, just use less of them. If they're mild, just go ahead and use your whole jalapeno. In this bowl here, I have 1/4 cup of chopped parsley and some minced garlic. So the ingredients that I gave you call for 2 cloves of garlic. I'm separating it. 1 clove is over here with my veggies that's gonna go in the meat. And the other one is with the parsley that's gonna go into my garlic butter that I'm gonna make garlic bread hero roll, okay? Yummy. So here I also have the juice of 1 lime. And I have about 3 tablespoons of butter that, of course, I forgot to bring to room temperature. So I chopped it up really small so it can soften while we're doing all of this. You want your butter to be spreadable, so you can spread it on your bread, okay? I have olive oil, mayo, my trusty green seasoning, red chili flakes, and salt and pepper. I also have my seasoning salt blend that I just created that I'm gonna be selling soon. So I'm gonna be using that instead of just regular salt. And I have my provolone cheese. I have about 8 slices. They're this thin. I got it from the deli. And then my rolls, my hero rolls. Just regular old hero rolls, split in half like that. This recipe is gonna make 2 of those. 2 of those could probably feed 4 people, depending on the people. So it's up to you. If you're cooking for more people, double up on the recipe, but be mindful of the bread, okay? So my oven's heating up, and I have a pan here, regular non-stick pan. And what I'm gonna do now first is I'm gonna sweat my veggies just a little bit. You know I don't like soggy veggies, but I do need them to be a little more cooked than not for this. So I'm gonna cook the onions and peppers first, take it out, and then I'm gonna cook the meat, okay? This is feeling a little warm. I'm gonna put my red pepper, jalapeno, and onions in here. Not the garlic yet. So that's half of a large bell pepper, 1 big jalapeno that I julienned, and half of a medium-sized onion. I'm gonna put a little bit of seasoning salt in here. So at this point, you can just put a little bit of salt and pepper. We're seasoning as we go, so we're creating like levels of flavor here, right? Okay, I'm gonna pull my peppers and onions out now and put it on my plate. That was the timer for my oven, so my oven's heated up. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I am going to put a little bit more oil, about another tablespoon, in my pan. Let that come up to temperature. And then I'm gonna put the garlic in to saute for a minute, okay? So these are my veggies. Okay, I'm gonna put the garlic in now. We're just gonna sweat that for like 30 to 45 seconds because garlic burns really fast. Just let that get coated with the oil. Once you start to smell the garlic, smell it cooking, is good. I smell mine, so now I'm gonna go in with my steak. And just make sure that your slices are separated. They're not all clumped together so they can cook evenly. My butter here. Your butter should be at room temperature, close to. And I'm gonna put my butter in a bowl with the parsley and one of the cloves of garlic. So that's what I have here. The parsley, the garlic, and the butter. I'm gonna grab a fork. And we're just gonna mash this through, mix it up. You're making a garlic parsley butter. So this butter mixture is going to be for our bread. So we're making garlic bread as our bread for our cheesesteak sandwich. So we don't do it like that. I promise you. At this point, put a little bit of salt and pepper in there. Put a little bit because you can always add, you can't remove salt, right? And my butter is unsalted. So if you're using salted butter, taste it before you put salt in because you might end up over salting your butter mixture. Butter's done. I'm gonna go ahead and make a aioli of sorts. So it's just basically gonna be a flavored mayo to put on our roll. Okay, so let me grab a bowl. I'm gonna use this bowl here and I'm gonna use 3 tablespoons of mayo. Okay. Now, I'm gonna go in with half of my lime juice. So this is the juice of 1 whole lime. I'm gonna go in with half of this in the mayo. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of salt. Some black pepper. And some chili flakes. I'll say about maybe a half teaspoon of chili flakes. Just mix that up. And I'll show you the consistency you want. You see it's runny. That's gonna be the sauce for your sandwich. This light is really bright. I hope you guys can see. Okay? So you're gonna put this aside. You can even pop it in the fridge for a little bit, just so it can stay cool. So we made our flavored mayo, our aioli. We made the garlic butter. We made the peppers and onions, and the steak is now browning. So I'm just gonna turn my pan up some because it's a lot of water going on in there right now. I want that to dry out. So if your steak is also giving off a lot of water, just turn your heat up. Right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put the garlic butter on the bread, and then I'm gonna put it in the oven, okay? So these are just regular hero rolls that I got from the deli. I sliced them down the middle like that, and I'm going to spread some of this butter. Okay, so that's done. My 2 rolls. I'm gonna just try to prop them open a little bit on my tray. You want that butter to melt. Okay, like this. And I'm gonna pop this in my oven that's heated to 350. Pop that in for 10 minutes. I'm gonna put a timer on just so I don't forget. And back to my steak that is getting nice and brown now. That's nice little brown pieces. That's what we want, okay? So keep watching it, keep stirring it. Let it fry up some more. That's what we want, okay? So now that we're getting color on the steak, I'm gonna put in my seasonings. I'm gonna go in with 1 tablespoon of green seasoning. I'm gonna go in with some salt and pepper. And again, I'm using my seasoning salt, but regular sea salt is fine. I'm gonna go in with some pepper flakes. This is also to your taste. If you don't like spice, go in with just a teaspoon. If you like spice, go for it. Maybe even put like 2 teaspoons. Let's mix this up. I'm gonna go in with the other half of that lime juice. So that's gonna give it a nice citrus, tangy flavor. That's also gonna piggyback off of the mayo that we just made, right? The sauce. Okay, so that lime juice is evaporated a little bit. I'm gonna turn my flame down very low, and I'm just gonna add the veggies back in. Mix that through. Make sure those veggies get all that seasoning, all that flavor that we just put in there. This smells so good, guys. I'm gonna just taste like a little piece. Oh my god. Oh my god, that is so good. You can do your cheese one of 2 ways, right? You can put your cheese on the bread in the oven, have that melt, and then put your steak on top. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a couple of slices of cheese on the top here and let it melt in the pan. And then I'm gonna use a spatula and just sort of like scoop it up and put it on my sandwich. For presentation purposes, I should probably do it the other way. But I just like how it melts, how the cheese melts into the steak as opposed to just having it melt just on the bread. So I'm gonna do it that way today. My steak's on really low. So now I'm gonna go in with I'm gonna spread the steak evenly, even layer on there. And I'm gonna go in with half of my cheese. So about 4 slices. actually. I'm gonna go in with 6 slices. Okay. And I'm just gonna cover it down. So I just put them in an even layer. Let me show you. Even layer, right? And I am just going to cover it down. Let that cheese melt. It's on a really low flame. That's my timer. I'm gonna pull the bread out. Well, that butter's melted. You have that fresh parsley, garlic, everything. So let me grab one of these. So the outside is nice and crispy, not too much, but just enough that you get a little crunch when you bite in there. And my steak's done. Let me show you how nice and melty it is. Right? Perfection, guys, perfection. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna scoop that onto my bread. Okay, just gonna bring my pan close. Get under there. You see how like when you put the cheese in the pan, you get little pieces of cheese all in there, mixed in. It's not just on the top of your sandwich or at the bottom. It's in between there. So each bite, you get like a piece of steak, piece of cheese. It's levels to this. It's layers of flavor, guys. Now you can fill these up as big or as little as you want. I'm gonna try to stack this up. How does that look from the side? Is it high? You see that cheese is all nice and stringy. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with my mayo, our aioli sauce. And I'm just gonna drizzle that over top. Don't need too much. Okay. This is my Philly cheesesteak sandwich. I hope you guys try it. I hope you liked the recipe. If you did try it, please be sure to post it and tag me. If you don't want to post it, you can always send it to me in a message, a DM, or whatever. I'll repost it and I will not let anybody know that it's you. Thanks for rocking with me, guys. Bye.